Some stories hide in plain sight, waiting for the brave or the foolish to uncover them. Tonight, we journey through 5 chilling tales, secrets buried in the forest, whispers from the forgotten archives, and mysteries that refuse to die. Each story is real, each event documented, and each one will make you question what you thought you knew. If you dare to enter the archives, hit subscribe now and turn on notifications. Trust me, you won't want to miss what comes next.
Father's old home is about 2 hours drive from ours. Although it's just an ordinary farmhouse, I always loved the relaxing atmosphere there. After I got my motorcycle license in high school, I often visited alone during holidays. Grandpa and Grandma were always happy to welcome me, but the last time I went was before my final year of high school. That means it's been over 10 years now. It's not that I didn't want to go again, but I couldn't. Because something happened. At the start of spring break, the weather was beautiful, so I rode my motorcycle to Grandpa's house. Though still a little chilly, the walkway near the courtyard was warm from the sun and very comfortable. I sat there leisurely, soaking in the sun. Then, suddenly, I heard a strange sound. Boom boo 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 boo. It wasn't mechanical. It sounded more human, like someone trying to imitate a deep voice. As I listened, I spotted a hat over the outer wall. Not placed on the wall, the hat was moving. Then I saw her, a woman. She was wearing a white dress, and the hat was on her head. But the wall was 2 meters high. How tall did she have to be to appear over it? I watched in shock as she moved past a crack in the wall, then vanished. The strange, boo boo, sound disappeared too. At the time, I thought maybe it was just a very tall woman wearing platform boots, or maybe even a cross-dressing man playing a prank.
Later, while drinking tea in the living room with Grandpa and Grandma, I casually told them, I just saw a giant woman. Maybe it was a man in disguise? She was taller than the wall and made this weird, boo boo boo, sound.
As soon as I said that, both of them froze. Grandpa suddenly looked furious.
When did you see her? Where exactly? How much taller than the wall was she?
I was startled by his reaction and answered honestly. He fell silent and walked toward the hallway, making a phone call behind a screen. I couldn't hear what he was saying. Grandma, meanwhile, sat trembling in place.
You're staying here tonight. No, actually, you can't go home now.
I panicked. Did I do something wrong? But that woman had just appeared. I hadn't gone looking for her. Grandpa turned to Grandma.
I'm going to pick up Granny K. Take care of things here.
Then he drove off in his small truck. I asked Grandma what was going on.
You've been targeted by the Hachishakusama. Don't worry, Grandpa will take care of it.
While we waited, Grandma slowly told me everything.
There's a dangerous entity in this area. We call her the Hachishakusama. She appears as an enormous woman, 8 shaku tall, over 2.4 meters. She makes a strange, boo boo boo, sound like a man laughing. Sometimes she wears mourning clothes, sometimes a kimono, or even work clothes. But she's always tall, wears something on her head, and has that awful sound. They say she was brought here long ago by a traveler. But the truth is, we don't know where she came from. She's sealed in this region by the local Jizo statues. She can't leave because she can't pass the Jizo temples placed at the village's borders. She can't find her way out. But if she targets someone, that person usually dies within days. The last time it happened was 15 years ago.
Even after hearing Grandma's explanation, it still didn't feel real to me. Of course it didn't. It sounded like a local ghost story. But soon Grandpa came back, bringing an old woman with him.
This is serious. Here, hold on to this.
She handed me a protective charm. Then she and Grandpa went upstairs to prepare something. Grandma stayed with me the entire time. Even when I went to the bathroom, she followed me. She wouldn't even let me close the door completely. That's when I realized, this wasn't a joke. Something really terrifying was happening. After a while, they called me upstairs into the first room. All the windows were covered with newspaper, and protective talismans were taped to them. In the four corners of the room were piles of salt. On top of a small wooden box sat a little Buddha statue. They even gave me 2 bedpans to use because I couldn't leave the room.
Listen carefully. No matter what happens, don't leave this room until 7 in the morning. Your grandma and I won't call you or talk to you. Remember that.
Hold on to the charm at all times. If anything happens, pray to the Buddha statue.
I could watch TV if I wanted, so I turned it on. But I was too scared to pay attention. Grandma gave me rice balls and snacks, but I had no appetite. I just wrapped myself in the futon, trembling all night. At some point, I must have fallen asleep. When I woke up, the TV was still on, showing some late-night program. It was about 1 a.m. Then, I heard a tapping at the window. It wasn't the wind or small debris. It sounded like a hand gently knocking on the glass. I told myself it was just the wind. I sipped some tea, trying to calm down, and turned up the TV volume. Then I heard my grandfather's voice.
Hey, are you okay? If you're scared, it's all right to come out.
I almost went to the door. But then I remembered what Grandpa said. Tonight, no one will call you or speak to you.
What's wrong? It's okay. You can come here if you want.
It sounded just like Grandpa. But something felt off. I got goosebumps all over. Then I glanced at the salt pile. The top had turned black. I ran to the Buddha statue, held the charm tightly, and started praying. Then, the tapping on the window grew louder. Even though I knew she couldn't possibly reach the second floor, I couldn't stop imagining her stretching her long arms up to knock. All I could do was keep praying. Eventually, morning came. The TV switched to the morning news. It was 7:30 a.m. At some point, the tapping and the boo 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 sound had stopped. Maybe I'd fallen asleep, or maybe I'd fainted from fear. I looked at the salt piles. All of them were completely black. I checked my watch to confirm the time, then carefully opened the door. Grandma and Granny K were standing there.
Oh, thank goodness. You're okay, thank you.
She was crying. We went downstairs, and my father was already there. Grandpa peeked in from outside.
Get in the car, quickly.
Outside, a van was waiting. Several men stood nearby. It was a 9-seater. They told me to sit in the very center. Granny K sat in the front passenger seat. The other men surrounded me from all sides. It'll be okay now, but please keep your eyes closed and your head down. Even if we don't see her, you might. Our caravan moved very slowly, barely 20 kilometers per hour. Grandpa drove his small truck in front. I was in the van, and my father's car followed behind.
Now is the important part.
She started chanting softly. Then, I gripped the charm tighter. Even though my eyes were closed, I accidentally peeked a little. I saw a white dress, walking alongside the car. Her head was above the window, like she was about to peer inside. Don't look. Keep your eyes closed. I shut my eyes tight and held the charm even harder. The others started to panic. Even if they couldn't see her, they could hear the sounds. Granny Kate chanted louder and louder. Finally, the sounds faded away.
We did it. It's over.
Everyone sighed in relief. We stopped at a wider road. I switched into my father's car. While Dad and Grandpa thanked the men, Granny Kate checked my charm.
Let me see that.
The charm in my hand was pitch black.
It should be okay now, but just in case, keep this one with you.
She gave me a new charm. We went home. Grandpa and the neighbors later returned my motorcycle. My father told me he also knew about Hachishakusama. When he was young, one of his friends died because of her. The men in the van were all distant relatives, my extended family. Grandpa and Dad, having the closest blood ties, led the front and back of the caravan. That was meant to confuse her, because she targets specific bloodlines. They couldn't gather 7 men overnight, so they got whoever they could. That's why they kept me in the room for one night. If things had gone wrong, Grandpa or Dad might have sacrificed themselves in my place. After that, Dad told me to never visit Grandpa's house again. Years passed. Grandpa eventually died, and I didn't attend the funeral. He told the family before he died, whatever happens, don't let him come. One day, Grandma called me.
Someone destroyed the Jizo statue sealing Hachishakusama. And now, the road to your house is open.
I keep telling myself it's just superstition. But deep down, I'm terrified. If I ever hear that boo 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 sound again.
Have you ever heard of something so terrifying it defies logic? A creature you're warned never to look at. Because the moment you do, your sanity begins to slip away. This is the story of the Writhe, and if you're brave enough, keep listening. But don't say we didn't warn you. It was the summer of 2003, 2 cousins, Michael, 17, and Ethan, 15, were sent to visit their grandparents in rural Japan. The kind of village with no Wi-Fi, no streetlights, and definitely no neighbors nearby. Just endless fields, and the occasional scarecrow flapping in the wind.
Great, no signal, no AC, and probably no pizza for miles. Remind me why we're here again?
Grandma said the air is good for our brains, and maybe your attitude.
The days were slow, simple. Until one evening, just before sunset, their grandfather gave them a peculiar warning.
Do not go near the rice fields after dusk. If you ever see something moving strangely, like it's swaying or twitching, don't look at it. No matter what, never look directly at it.
Wait, what? Like a monster?
Just promise me.
They both nodded, amused at first. But that night, they would come to understand why.
Alright, Grandpa's warnings are kinda creepy, but it's probably just an old myth. Come on, Ethan, let's check out that scarecrow over there.
Wait, Mike, maybe we shouldn't. Grandpa sounded serious.
Relax. It's just a scarecrow. Nothing moves on its own.
Mike, look!
Is that a person? Wait, that white shape, it's moving? No way it's twisting like it's not human. Look at how it bends.
It's writhing. Like it's in pain, or maybe it's trying to escape something.
Looks like some weird dance. Maybe some prankster in a costume?
No costume can bend like that. It's unnatural.
Okay, I'm recording this.
Mike, maybe we should leave.
No way, this is gold for the vlog.
Run!
Did you see that? It was right behind us.
I don't want to die out here, Mike.
Wait, where's the phone?
Forget the phone. Let's just get out of here.
I told you not to go there. That is the Writhe. a curse older than any of us.
But we saw it. It wasn't human. How do we stop it?
You don't. You just don't look. You don't talk about it. It feeds on curiosity, on fear. And if it touches your mind, it never lets go.
Is that why, Uncle Ken?
Yes, he saw it once, lost himself, never spoke again.
And with those words, the weight of the night settled over them. Some stories are not just myths. They are warnings.
Grandpa, is there really no way to fight the Writhe? Can't we do anything? Like burn it or trap it?
No, Michael. The Writhe is not like any creature you can see or catch. It's part curse, part nightmare. It twists reality around you, slowly eating away your mind.
So that's why Uncle Ken never came back to us. He lost his mind after seeing it?
Exactly. People who see the Writhe start twisting in their heads, losing who they are.
But why? Why does it do this?
Long ago, the village faced a terrible famine. To survive, some desperate souls did unspeakable things. They bound the weak and different to posts in the fields, hoping to scare away evil spirits or pests. But those tortured souls became trapped in a curse, becoming what you now call the Writhe.
So it's like the tortured souls keep twisting, trapped forever?
Yes, and when it appears, it's warning you not to end up like them.
Michael couldn't shake the image of the Writhe from his mind. The twisting figure, the fear, the curse. Was it possible that curiosity could kill a soul?
I want to forget it, but I also want to know more. Maybe if I understand it better, I can find a way to protect us. Ethan, are you there?
Yeah, I can't sleep either.
Something's watching us? Waiting?
I'm scared, Mike. What if it comes back?
We have to be strong. We won't let the Writhe take us.
The Writhe is out there, twisting, waiting, whispering in the dark. A warning from a past steeped in pain and silence. Some say the only way to survive is to never look, never question. But what about those who are too curious?
They say that some songs should never be sung aloud, because once you hear them, they don't just echo in your ears, they live inside you. My name is Mika, and there's a song, we used to call it the White Infant. I first heard it when I was a child, visiting my father's village in the mountains of Japan. The kind of place with rice paddies stretching like mirrors, and mist that clung to your clothes long after sunset. At first, it sounded like a lullaby, a soft tune drifting through the night air. But children in the village were warned never to sing it. The elders said it was dangerous, that the voice behind the melody did not belong to the living. I thought it was only superstition. Until one night, when I realized the song was meant for me. Every summer my father took me back to his hometown, a remote village hidden deep in the Nagano Mountains. It was the kind of place where time seemed frozen, with narrow dirt roads, sagging wooden houses, and people who all knew each other's names. The highlight was always Obon, the festival of the dead. Lanterns lined the river, drums echoed from the shrine, and children, like me, ran barefoot chasing fireflies, while adults danced in slow circles, honoring the spirits. That summer, I was 9 years old, and I wasn't alone. There was A. A was the daughter of my father's childhood friend. We were the same age, but she had the seriousness of someone much older. While I was busy collecting beetles and splashing through the rice fields, always seemed cautious, watching the edges of the forest, as if waiting for something to emerge.
Come on, A! Last one to the river is a ghost! Mika, don't say that, not here.
I laughed, thinking she was just timid. But when the sun dipped below the mountains, Adie's mood shifted. She tugged at my sleeve, whispering,
Stay close. Tonight they might sing.
Who? The adults? The drummers?
No, the White Infant.
It was faint, carried by the wind from somewhere near the paddies. A simple melody, slow and uneven, like a lullaby sung by someone who had forgotten how words should sound. I froze, not because the tune was frightening, but because it felt familiar. As though I had heard it long before I ever came to the village. It's just some old song, right?
No, you don't understand. If you sing it back, it hears you.
Her eyes glistened in the lantern light, wide and unblinking. That was the first time I realized Ale wasn't joking, and that the white infant might not be just a story. The adults never mentioned it, but every child in that village seemed to know. We were forbidden to hum after dark, forbidden to mimic the song, and when someone slipped and did it by accident, the elders would rush in, whispering prayers, pressing salt on their foreheads as though warding off infection. I didn't understand then, but that night, lying in my futon under the mosquito net, I could still hear it. That broken melody drifting through the window, and I swear, it was getting closer. That night, after the festival, the village felt hollow, the laughter of children, the beating of drums, even the flickering lanterns. Everything had faded into silence. Only the cicadas kept singing, sharp and shrill against the darkness. I remember sliding open the old paper door to my room. The tatami mats were still warm from the afternoon sun, but the air carried a strange heaviness, as if the house itself were holding its breath. My grandmother's voice drifted faintly from the next room. Grandmother, off-screen, tired.
Good night, Mika. Sleep well.
I whispered back a polite good night, though my throat was dry. I lay down on the thin futon, staring at the wooden beams above. Somewhere outside, a dog barked once, then silence. And then, something strange happened. The cicadas, so relentless all summer, fell quiet. One by one, their cries winked out, like candles snuffed in the dark. Soon, there was nothing. Not even the rustle of leaves. Just a silence so complete it pressed against my ears. I tried to roll onto my side, but I couldn't. My body wouldn't move. My arms, my legs, even my tongue all frozen. Panic clawed at my chest. I had heard of sleep paralysis before but never felt it. That's when I heard it. A melody, soft, fragile, a child's voice humming, from somewhere in the room. It was the song, that song, the one I had heard the children whispering during the day. The forbidden chant of the village, the white infant. The tune was broken, uneven, like a lullaby sung through cracked lips. Each note crawled closer, circling my futon like invisible footsteps. I strained my eyes toward the edge of the room, and there, just beyond the sliding paper door, I saw it. A pale blur, small, human-shaped. It crept into the room, dragging itself across the tatami. Its skin was wrong, too white. Like candle wax melting under the heat, its limbs twitched in ways no infant's body should move. And yet, it was humming. That same cursed tune. No! I wanted to scream, but my jaw was locked. All I could do was listen as the creature inched closer, the floor creaking beneath its weightless body. The humming stopped. For a moment, the silence returned, heavy as stone. Then, I felt it. A weight pressed onto my chest. Tiny, cold fingers wrapping around my collarbone. And in the dark, a face leaned over mine. Not a baby's face, not anymore. The eyes were two pits, leaking blackness. Its mouth stretched, lipless, revealing gums without teeth. And it began to sing. Not a hum this time, but words. Ancient, broken words I didn't understand, but somehow recognized. My mind screamed, my heart thundered, and then the cicadas returned, all at once, their shrill cries shattering the silence. The weight vanished. I gasped, air flooding back into my lungs. My body jerked free. I sat upright, drenched in sweat. The room was empty. Only the faint outline of my breath fogged the night air. That was the first night, the first time I saw it. And deep inside, I knew it would return. I wake again on the tatami, sunlight long gone, replaced by the deep orange glow of dusk. The room feels empty, but the air is heavy, too heavy. My heart hammers. Then, I see it. A small, pale form, lying just across the tatami. My breath catches. Its face is wrong. Its eyes are fixed on me. It doesn't blink. The mouth stretches too wide, like it's swallowing the air itself. I try to move, but my limbs feel heavy, like the weight of 1,000 untold stories. Why are you here again? I whisper to the figure. My voice shakes. The white infant, no, not an infant, something else entirely, crawls slowly toward me. Its movements are jerky, unnatural. The hands, pale and soft like dough, extend. I hear a sound, a mixture of a baby's whimper and an adult groan. It's coming for me! Suddenly, a voice cuts through the terror.
Mika, you must not panic. Listen carefully.
I blink. Grandmother is there, sitting by the edge of the room, her expression calm but firm.
Because the village never forgot. It needs its song to rest. You have ties through your father's lineage.
I try to comprehend her words. Ties? What do you mean? I've never lived there. I don't belong to that place.
Blood carries memory. The village once punished what it could not understand. The children who were born different, they were left behind. The song was created to honor them, to calm them, to prevent them from seeking the living.
The pale figure pauses, staring. Its wide mouth quivers, forming shapes I cannot recognize. My stomach twists. So, it's not attacking me? It's expecting something?
Exactly. You carry the lineage. You carry the song. The song is your shield and your duty. Exactly. You carry the lineage. You carry the song. The song is your shield and your duty.
I feel my knees weaken. The room spins, the pale figure inching closer. I remember the melody Ai taught me long ago, the secret song that promised good fortune, sung only in whispers. My fingers tremble as I start to hum it softly. The infant pauses. Its wide mouth stretches even further, then slowly begins to contract. Its hands twitch, its body shrinking. I continue singing, my voice growing stronger with each note. The room feels lighter. The heavy air lifts slightly. Please, just go, let me be. I chant the song, line by line, echoing the melody my grandmother and A once taught me. The figure's form wavers. A faint glow surrounds it. Then, just like that, it vanishes. The tatami is empty. Silence returns, except for the soft rustling of the cicadas outside. I sink to my knees, trembling, tears streaming down my face. It's gone for now. I nod, trying to calm my racing heart. Even as the night settles, I know that the village's shadows linger, just beyond the light, listening, waiting. The song continues in my mind as I finally close my eyes. Sleep comes, but I know it will not be the last time.
Heavy rain patters against puddles and umbrellas. Wind whistles through bare trees. Distant thunder rumbles. A lone cat meows somewhere far away.
Ken, are you still there? I feel someone's following me.
Mika, it's just a quiet street. You're imagining things. Calm down. Her heart pounds violently. The streetlights flicker, casting distorted shadows. Every reflection in the puddles seems to twitch.
No, I can hear footsteps. Definitely someone there.
She tightens her grip on the umbrella. Her breath clouds in the cold night air. The shadows stretch longer, darker. Rain intensifies. Water drips from rooftops and gutters. Footsteps echo faintly behind Mika.
Hello? Who's there?
No answer. Only the echo of her own voice and the soft splash of puddles underfoot. Mika, maybe it's just an animal. Don't let your mind play tricks on you.
This isn't normal. My pulse is racing, my stomach twists. Every step I take feels like moving through molasses. The air is heavy, almost alive.
She quickens her pace. Her shoes splash in puddles. Suddenly, a red figure appears at the end of the street, still and silent. Red raincoat, long black wet hair, white surgical mask dripping with water.
Hello. Who are you?
The figure tilts her head slowly. The rain hisses on the pavement. Only the sound of wet fabric rustling and her own breathing fills the air. Mika, hang up the phone, just run. Her legs refuse to move. Her chest tightens. The figure takes a slow step closer. The slit-mouthed woman slowly pulls down her mask. A grotesque slit from ear to ear stretches into a wet, sinister smile.
No, please don't.
Am I beautiful?
Her mind races. Escape seems impossible. Heart thunders. Time feels frozen. Her eyes lock onto the wet pavement, puddles reflecting the distorted figure. Then a spark of courage ignites.
Yes, but you're scarier than I imagined.
The slit-mouthed woman pauses. Her head tilts slightly. For a moment, only rain and silence exist. Then, she slowly steps back into the shadows. Suddenly, the figure lunges forward, a pair of scissors gleaming in her hand, scraping the wet pavement as she advances.
No, I need to stay calm.
She ducks behind a lamppost, heart racing, water dripping into her eyes. Each breath is loud, violent. Her hands tremble as she clutches her umbrella like a shield. The slit-mouthed woman pauses, sniffing the air, circling. Then, she tilts her head, as if reconsidering Mika's clever answer, and slowly withdraws, vanishing into the night rain.
It's gone.
This terrifying figure is known as Kuchisake-onna, the slit-mouthed woman. According to Japanese urban legend, she was disfigured by her husband in a fit of rage, transforming into a vengeful spirit roaming the streets at night. She seeks victims by asking,
Am I beautiful?
The sun filtered softly through the cafe, missed dusty windows. Mika stirred her tea absent-mindedly, glancing at the rain-spotted street outside. The warm smell of coffee and baked bread filled the room. Across from her, Akraya leaned forward, lowering her voice as if the walls themselves had ears.
You mentioned something earlier. Someone claimed to see a ghost? Here?
Yes, not just anywhere. In the streets after dark. People say they've heard the scraping sound first, soft at first, then closer, and then they see her. Teke Teke.
Teke Teke. I've heard the name before, but I thought it was just a legend.
It's one of Japan's most terrifying urban legends. A woman, cut in half by a train, now she crawls on her elbows. People say she attacks anyone walking alone at night, cutting them like she was cut herself.
Sipped her tea, feeling a chill despite the warm cafe. The street outside was calm, but the story made the quiet oppressive. She could almost hear the faint scraping of elbows on stone, a rhythm of inevitability in her mind.
So she just crawls around looking for someone?
Exactly. Upper body crawling, hair soaked, sickle glinting in the faintest light. They say she's patient. She waits for the right moment. Sometimes all you hear is the sound, teke teke, and then...
Mika shivered, setting down her cup. The cafe suddenly seemed too bright, too ordinary. Contrasting sharply with the dark streets Akuya described, she could feel a prickle of fear, imagining a shadow moving outside, unseen, waiting.
I don't think I'd want to be out there alone at night.
No one would. That's why the stories persist. People talk, and she becomes more real with every retelling. Tonight, maybe we're safe in the light. But remember, darkness has memory, and Teke Teke, he never forgets.
The rain outside began to tap lightly against the window, each drop a faint drumbeat. Mika stared at the pattern, imagining the scrape of elbows and the glint of a blade in the misty night. Adaya's words had painted a vivid picture, and the ordinary cafe had transformed into a stage for fear, a prelude to what might follow once the sun set. Night had begun to fall as Mika and Akaya stepped out onto the empty streets. Mist curled along the pavement, dampening the soft glow of the streetlights. The air smelled of wet asphalt and distant rain. Footsteps echoed faintly, unnaturally loud in the quiet neighborhood.
It feels colder out here, even though it's just a short walk home.
That's the thing about the stories. The fear lingers.
Teke Teke
appears where the shadows are thickest. Even a slight movement, a rustle in the fog, could be her.
Mika's eyes darted to every alley and shadowed doorway. The faint wind stirred dead leaves, making them dance across the cobblestones. Each sound seemed amplified, echoing with sinister intent. Every instinct screamed to hurry, yet curiosity pulled her forward.
I can't shake the feeling that we're being watched.
Maybe we are. Or maybe it's just your imagination, but the legends say she doesn't make herself fully known until she's certain of her prey's fear.
Scraping noise came faintly from behind a corner, barely audible over the soft whistle of the wind. Mika froze, heart hammering, and Chaya placed a hand on her shoulder, a silent warning. The sound faded as quickly as it had come, leaving only the mist curling along the street and the distant hum of the city.
Did you hear that?
I did, but it could be anything, a branch, a loose shutter. Stay calm. The moment you panic, she senses it.
The two walked faster, their footsteps splashing through puddles. Streetlights flickered, creating shifting shadows on the walls. Mika's mind conjured the stories Aya had told her. The crawling figure, wet hair plastered to her face, elbows scraping the ground, sickle gleaming. Each imagined detail made the night seem heavier, more oppressive.
I can't stop imagining it, the stories. What if it's real?
It's only real if you let it be. Keep moving. Focus on the street, the mist, the sounds, but don't let fear take hold.
A sudden gust of wind blew through the street, rattling a distant sign. Mika instinctively looked back. For a fraction of a second, she thought she saw something crawling in the mist. An upper body, hair wet and dark, moving unnaturally fast. Her stomach twisted. Was it her imagination? Or had Teke Teke truly made her presence known?
Aya, I think I saw something.
Keep walking, don't stop. If it's her, she's testing your fear.
Every step forward felt like a small victory against the invisible terror behind them. Mist, swirl, concealing shapes, playing tricks on their eyes. And somewhere in the shadows, the scraping awaited. Patient and unrelenting, marking the beginning of a night neither of them would forget. The mist thickened as they turned into a narrow alley, the dim streetlights barely illuminating the cobblestones. Mika's pulse raced, the scraping sound, soft at first, returned, deliberate, measured, following their every step.
Aya, it's back. That sound, it's behind us.
I hear it. Just keep moving. Don't stop. She's testing us.
Then, from the corner of Mika's eye, a figure emerged, upper body crawling, hair wet and clinging to pale skin, elbows scraping the ground with terrifying rhythm. Teke Teke, the sickle in her hand, caught the faint light, glinting like a predator's tooth. The mist seemed to coil around her, amplifying her unnatural movements.
Oh my god, Aya, she's real.
Run, don't hesitate, keep your pace.
Mika's legs pumped instinctively. Rain-slicked cobblestones splashed beneath their feet. Teke Teke crawled with inhuman speed, elbows scraping, hair whipping like wet tendrils, sickle poised. The scraping echoed like thunder in the alley, each beat synchronized with Mika's racing heartbeat.
I can't keep running forever.
Yes, you can. Just ahead. There's the bridge. If we can reach it, we might have a chance. Don't look back.
The alley narrowed. Mist and shadows distorted perception. Mika tripped over a loose stone, catching herself just in time. Teke Teke paused briefly, her eyes red and unblinking, locking on Mika, as if reading her fear. Then she advanced again, scraping faster, relentless.
Keep calm, just focus, don't show fear.
Aya grabbed Mika's arm, pulling her toward a side path leading to a narrow bridge over a canal. Puddles reflected the pale glow of the streetlights, distorting the world. Teke Teke emerged from the mist behind them, moving impossibly fast, sickle glinting, upper body crawling with deadly precision.
Almost there, almost.
They reached the bridge. Mika's hands clutched the wet railing, trying to steady herself. Teke Teke approached, each scrape against the stone echoing like a drum of doom. Mika and Amaya moved quickly across the bridge, not daring to look down, not daring to falter. The mist began to thin slightly, giving a fleeting glimpse of the city beyond, a promise of temporary safety.
We made it for now.
Yes, but she's still out there. Always watching, always patient.
Teke Teke.
He never stops.
The scraping faded as they crossed the bridge. For a moment, silence reclaimed the night, but the legend was true. Teke Teke was patient, relentless, and somewhere in the shadows, she waited for the next misstep, the next lapse in fear. The mist thinned as Mika and Aya finally reached a wider street. The scraping sound had faded, leaving only the distant hum of the city. Their legs ached, hearts still racing, but relief washed over them. For now, Teke Teke had retreated into the shadows.
We actually made it. She didn't follow us all the way.
Yes, for now. But remember, she's patient. She waits, always.
They slowed their pace, stepping onto familiar streets, the ordinary sounds of the city. Distant cars, a barking dog, faint chatter, felt almost jarring after the intensity of the alley chase. Mika glanced at Ataya, grateful for her presence.
It feels like we keep getting unlucky, always stumbling into these things.
I know it's almost like a pattern. Remember back in middle school? That old bathroom? The rumors about the haunted doll, Hanako-san?
Yeah, we actually went to check it out. That place was creepy, but at least we got out okay.
And now, just a few days ago, you told me you ran into the slit-mouthed woman all on your own.
I thought I was imagining her at first, but the way she just watched me, following silently, it felt real.
Ataya nodded slowly, a flicker of concern in her eyes. Mika shivered, remembering the unnatural movement, the hollow eyes, and the lingering sense of threat. The memory of that encounter made the night's terror feel heavier, as if the world around them held more shadows than light.
So it's not just tonight. We keep finding ourselves in these situations. Maybe it's bad luck, or maybe we just notice what others ignore.
I guess if it's bad luck, we're very unlucky.
They reached the corner where they would part ways. The warm glow of streetlights illuminated their faces, showing exhaustion but also a faint relief. For a moment, the ordinary world felt safe. The familiar paths to their homes awaited, a temporary sanctuary from the night's horrors.
Take care, Mika. Don't wander off alone tonight, all right?
You too, Aya. Let's hope the next time we meet, it's not another ghost waiting around the corner.
They parted ways, each stepping into the night toward the familiar safety of home. But the memory of scraping elbows, glinting sickles, and the persistent patience of Teke Teke lingered, reminding them, and anyone who would listen, that some legends never truly rest. After parting ways with Achiya, Mika walked quickly down the narrow streets toward her home. The air was cold, damp, carrying the faint scent of rain. Every shadow seemed alive. Her heart still thumped from the earlier chase, but relief had made her relax until she heard it.
No, it can't be. She's here again.
From the fog, Teke Teke, upper body emerged, glint of her sickle catching the dim streetlight. The scraping rhythm grew louder, echoing in the empty street. Mika's mind raced. She needed a plan, or she wouldn't make it home.
Think, distract her, don't panic.
Mika spotted a puddle-filled alley to her right, shadows cast long and twisting. She quickly pulled a small bag from her coat pocket. Inside, a mirror she had kept for emergencies, an object she remembered from an old urban legend about redirecting spirits.
Here goes nothing.
She angled the mirror toward Teke Teke. She advanced. The reflection caught the faint streetlight, momentarily blinding the specter. The ghost's movement faltered, confusion flickering across her pale face. Mika seized the chance and sprinted across the next block, ducking into a narrow passage that led closer to home.
Almost there. Don't look back.
The mirror trick worked. Teke Teke paused, then retreated into the misty shadows, unable to follow further. Mika's hands shook as she reached her front door, quickly locking it behind her. Silence reclaimed the night.
Safe for now, but she's still out there.
The streets returned to quiet. The only sounds were Mika's own breathing and the faint rustle of wind through the trees. She knew legends like Teke Teke never truly ended. They waited, patient, for the next encounter. The forest has shared its secrets tonight, but remember, some stories are never truly over. Shadows linger, and the whispers continue, waiting for the next curious soul. If you enjoyed these tales, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. More hidden stories are waiting beyond the archives, and you won't want to miss the next revelation. This is Whispers Beyond Archives signing off. Until the next secret is